Good afternoon. Going live to the planet. Going to be interviewing RPC summer intern Clara MacMeekin. I have a great conversation with her. So we're bringing people onto the live feed here. Just jumped off a Zoom call to go to Facebook Live. They were all very impressed that I knew how to work Facebook Live, which is proving to be an adventure every week. Yeah, we're gonna prop our phone up a little bit taller. We got it on a Bible. That's great. All right. All right. There, bringing her on. It's connecting, it says. Hey, Clara.
1 second.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm much better than last week when I talked to Maggie. I was in the I was in the parking lot of a Chick-fil-A stealing their Wi-Fi. Although I did order a diet lemonade, so I felt justified.
I get diet lemonades also. They're a lot better.
My son, my 2-year-old, loves Chick-fil-A diet lemonade, and like he insists on it, and I feel like a bad parent if I don't give it to him. So he drinks it.
They're great. They're so good. I love it. Oh, that's my grandma. Hey, grandma.
Hey, Grandma. Clara, here's some Chick-fil-A trivia for you. Chick-fil-A lemonade trivia. Do you know of the total lemon production in the United States, what the percentage of Chick-fil-A's consumption of United States lemons is? Yes.
Okay. I'm hearing you after it. Also, your recording is like going right.
It's what?
I'm hearing you talk. The recording is like lag. So I'm talking.
Are you on Wi-Fi?
I just turned off my Wi-Fi. Should I turn it back on?
How's your? Oh, there you. Sometimes it just takes a minute to kind of settle in. You're a little pixelated.
Okay, I just turned it. Okay.
I can see you blink.
Am I still super fixated?
Yeah, yes, you're better. There you go.
Okay.
It's all right. This is all new adventure for us. Are you on Wi-Fi?
My mother said to move into the office.
Okay. Well, we gotta adjust. We gotta find the best spots for our Wi-Fi. This gives an opportunity for our audience to go get a drink, a snack. This is the lunchtime hour, maybe a lunch. People. Oh, there you go.
All right, this is super rich.
Okay, there you go. That's great. Oh, got some good bandwidth in the office, I see. Can you hear me now?
I can hear audio. Your last audio. Try again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but the question you just asked, your talk is right now. Like it's speaking right now. The audio, the lag is like super.
Yeah. There's going to be some lag, so just give it a second, and then to let it catch up. But don't worry about it. It ends up being fine.
Okay.
So, Claire, we're so glad you're serving at RPC this summer. What areas of the church's ministry are you serving in?
Can we pause for a moment? Like I can't hear you. That's so embarrassing. Could I?
All right. Why don't I'll cut you off the feed and you come back in, okay?
Let's try that. Okay.
All right. Everybody this is the fun thing with doing live interviews is you get to see us try to problem solve as we adapt. And, you know, our interns are nervous enough as it is coming on with not knowing who's watching, and then to have some difficulties with the technology. You can see that they learn to adapt, they're figuring it out, and so we really appreciate them and all that they're doing at RPC. All right, we're going to try to add Clara again, and we'll see if this works.
Okay, let's hope this works.
Yeah. All right, Clara. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Can you see me?
Yeah. Great.
Right.
And honestly, the Facebook Live stuff, it kind of picks now. We'll roll with it.
Okay. We'll roll with it.
Okay, so what areas are you serve at RPC this summer?
I am the high school ministry intern. Super excited. So I'm helping with RIEX and Montree and High Noon and all those things. I'm really looking forward to really getting to know some more high schoolers. We've been kind of collecting a bigger group of them, and they're great. They're super fun, and I'm really honored to be able to work with them this summer.
That's awesome. What is High Noon for people that may not know?
So High Noon is every Tuesday, and it's for middle schools and high schoolers, and we just treat them to lunch. They bring their own lunch sometimes, and we talk. It's more of a mid-week thing sorry, someone just told me to turn my volume down. Okay. Getting a lot of texts from people giving me requests to give me advice. So, okay. So this is a midweek check-in to kind of just give them some community for an hour and good conversation. It's really fun. And we do a little Bible study that I'm in charge of, and so it's been great. It's a really good way to get to know the kids because it's just a really calm, chill environment to just talk for a while.
Now, where do young people like to go?
They really like Moxie Burger. They really like it. So we've done that a few times. Yesterday we went to Spice Right, which is barbecue. That was surprisingly good. And so sometimes it's kind of like a treat, like, oh, we're going to Moxie Burger this week, or it's bring your own lunch, and we have a bunch of fun activities. But they really love Moxie Burger a lot. Moxie Burger is great. It's a classic. It's a staple. So
I actually had it yesterday myself, so it's even for old people.
It's great. For all ages. Very welcoming. Very welcoming.
Okay, Claire, you've been kind of right. So, how has in your where were you born?
I was born in Los Angeles, California. That's where my whole family is from. And we moved when I was going into 7th grade. So that was a pretty good time to move. I mean, I don't remember being super traumatizing for me. And we did try a bunch of churches out. And I think a little subconsciously, I was trying to compare them all to our old church and having want to replace it. But in the end, RPC never replaced our old church. It just gave me a kind and welcoming environment to grow in my new chapter. Which I think is necessary.
Was Mark Brewer your old church?
He was for a while. I believe he moved a little bit before we moved, but he was. Yeah, he was great. Yeah, we love him.
Yeah, he's a real character. And then what was it like running into him at RPC?
I mean, if there's anything that describes a small world, it is that exact thing. When my mom told us, I was like, what? Like, it was a whole big thing. Like, did he follow us? Like, what's going on? Is he like that big of a fan of us? Like, it was really kind of mind-boggling to see him again and being like, wow, now we're here. And okay.
Definitely a small world. Now, what year in school were you going to school?
I just finished my freshman year at the University of Alabama, and it was great. It was COVID year, so it was very quiet. And I've actually decided to take a gap year, and I am moving to the Netherlands in August to be an au pair for a family. So I'm super excited.
That is fascinating. Okay, I barely spell au pair, so tell like what your degree is going to be or do you know?
I'm not exactly sure what to expect out of the country, perhaps, but I've had a ton of experience with childcare, and when I started thinking of things to do for a gap year, I was a little hesitant to maybe go into something that kind of felt like a summer camp for a whole year. I wasn't sure if I wanted to meet a bunch of other people my age at this point in my life. I was like, I don't know, I kind of just want to grow on my own. And eventually my mom and I learned about au pairs, and I was like, this seems kind of perfect. It's just like a full-time nanny in a foreign country. I mean, like, honestly, what could be better?
Yeah, and Netherlands is a fantastic country. Now, will you live or will you have your own?
I will live with a family. It's like they are my host family, so I live with them. It's like an exchange student, except I'm not going to school. I'm just their full-time nanny. So they provide a lot of stuff.
Do you know how many kids they have? What ages?
Yeah, they have two kids, two sons. They're 11 and 8, and they seem like fun kids, and they seem like a good age where I can get down with some boys. I know how to do stuff. I can play sports, so I'm excited. I know stuff.
Good for you. Well, we're gonna have to do another interview when you're done. So we can hear how you're doing. And you're only doing.
I'm being there I'm leaving in August, and should be back July of 2022. So a whole year. I'm excited.
It's gonna be fantastic. Well, I'm always interested, like from young people like yourself. What do you think are the church today? And maybe RP, maybe the church in general, but also RPC.
I think this is definitely more of this falls under the umbrella of just churches in general, and some people's interpretation of Christianity is a savior complex that I think some people carry with them, because in my opinion, there isn't an ultimate level of Christianity someone can beat or reach. There are times in our lives where we question ourselves and question our direction in life, and that's not God challenging us. That truly is just life that happens, and sometimes we will be selfish and take on things ourselves and not turn to God, and that's okay. That's human. I think we have to let people be human and not as better Christians versus worse Christians. It's just human to human a lot of times.
Absolutely. How have you found your maybe over the last year?
Could you repeat the question? Sorry, you cut out a lot.
It's all right. How have you found your challenge?
I would say I questioned a lot my freshman year of college, because it was, this doesn't feel right. I don't feel like I fit in here. I'm really mad at myself for making this wrong decision, when really I couldn't have known what was going to happen. And I felt like a failure to be like, I'm admitting that I don't like this, when everyone else likes it. Why can't I just like it? And that was a big step in a huge leap of faith to be like, you know what? I don't have to do this, I don't think.
Wow. That's great. Yeah. The first year anyway, in COVID environment was hard.
Yeah.
When you are young, this summer? How are you using your experience to help bless them in their life?
Yeah, I think something that I can help with, at least I won't disregard their feelings, because even if they're not struggling with something faith-wise, maybe they're struggling with themselves and they don't know who to turn to, or they don't want someone to preach to them a Bible verse in that moment, and maybe they just need someone to listen and just say, I understand actually, and I'm proud of you, because I know and they know that God is always proud of them, but sometimes I want to be that person that says, I'm proud of you, and I can see that you're trying, and I don't want kids to feel like they're alone in what they feel, because they're probably not, and your life changes and you will end up okay. Yeah.
That is so, sometimes it comes out of the presence of people that loneliness, even though we're more than ever, people have exceedingly sense loneliness. It's not hard. It's not right.
Yeah.
And I think that's really
Thank you. Thank you.
oh, okay. So we've covered some of your history, your future, your past, some of your past interests and hobbies.
Well, one of my biggest passions is writing. I love to write. And fashion. Fashion is a huge passion of mine. That rhymes. And yeah, I've combined those two in a lot of separate ways that I love. I really like making other people feel good, and I really like writing about that and involving fashion in that. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with my passions. It's kind of hard to think of those on the spot, because sometimes I feel like I don't do anything, but you really do a lot. But yeah.
All right. So you're talking about fashion. Like, are you talking about personal fashion? What do you know about the world? How do we dress?
I think there's a lot of, for me personally, it was a lot of coming out of my shell and really realizing, like, I don't have to dress like everybody around me, or maybe to feel connected or accepted, really, like with dressing a lot, because that's kind of the first thing that I realized when I came here is like, oh, everybody kind of dresses the same. I want to immediately fit in, and that's not bad, because we don't know any better, and it's hard. It's really hard to go out of your shell as a teenager, and I totally respect that. I really just want to move forward of, you look good, and if you feel good and you look good, that's all that matters, because sometimes putting on an outfit on is a motivator, and that's a real motivator, and we should value that.
Yeah. Well, Clara, I want you to know my personal fashion, let's say, value is that you should really focus on express the most sense of style in the smallest area. What do you think?
Can you repeat that last part again? It cut out on the last part.
You can express your biggest sense of style on your face.
I think shoes make or break an outfit. I'm totally a believer in that. I think shoes can be necessary or an accessory. I think if you have a simple outfit and then like a boom shoe, it is awesome. It hits every time. I think, yeah, like I said, shoes make or break, and they usually make it, and I love it. People who respect shoes are it. They know, because they know what works with an outfit.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to definitely tell my wife. She's got a lot in her credibility.
Yeah, you gotta tell her for sure.
Okay. So what? I've heard you in music.
Yes, love me some music.
If you got caught on a deserted island, artist, their music, what would you bring?
5. I have to look at my list. Okay, in no specific order, because that's too difficult of like best to worst. Definitely The Lumineers, The Neighborhood, The Arctic Monkeys, The White Stripes, and Black Pumas.
Okay. Now that's a very diverse group, right?
Yeah, I like everything.
Okay. What kind of music do you have to be in to listen to the Lumineers?
What kind of music got me into the Lumineers? Was that the question?
What kind of mood do you have to be in?
Honestly, any mood. The Lumineers kind of have music for any music. Like I think it's your AirPods. When the AirPods, it lags a lot. I think that's what it is. Sorry about that. The Lumineers kind of, because they're underrated and like they have really happy music that like really pumps me up. That is underrated. Like if I heard that at a party, I would be like, that is awesome. But they also have stuff like I'm sad, I'm gonna listen to Lumineers. It's so diverse. Their lyrics are just really good. They're very poetic.
Okay. What kind? Now, as somebody who was a fan of the White Stripes, wow, what do you like about the White Stripes?
I mean, Jack White is an artist. He is incredible and love him. They have this weird nostalgia to me that wasn't they were really around on the radio when I was growing up, and so they feel like I really know them. Kind of like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was always kind of around me. And I've learned to appreciate them more on my own because, I mean, like, they're kind of a guilty pleasure for me. They are, like, the ultimate party music, really. I want to hear that more at parties. I mean, it's so classic and good. And I think my favorite song is Hello, Hello Operator. So good. So good. I want to play guitar really bad. Like, they make me really wish I could play the guitar or drums.
Yeah. Well, you could maybe play like Meg does. She's not the most sophisticated drummer.
No. She's still got talent though, but it's still just like I listen to it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been transported. Like it's so good.
And Jack White is an guitarist.
Yeah, incredible. So good.
That's cool. And how about Black? Why do you like them?
They're incredible. I mean, I've been trying to, I don't know how, I honestly don't really know how I happened upon them. It was a little bit before the Grammys, so I was definitely kind of past the hype a little bit, but they're just so good again. Like, they hit every single mark. I mean, the music and their lyrics, it's just like, I feel like it flows through me, and it's like, wow. I feel like I need to take a deep breath after that. It's just so good. Their album is incredible, and they got robbed at the Grammy. I'm really gonna say that they got so robbed, and they're incredible, and I can't wait to see like how they get more popular. Like, because I think they have so much potential to be so good, and I hope that their like label doesn't make them change their style because I really love like their R&B classic thing that they have going on. I hope they stick with that.
Yeah, they're very good. Awesome. Well, hopefully you're introducing yourself into some good music, expanding their horizon.
Yeah, I hope to do that for sure.
Well, what are you've got probably about a minute left. What are your hopes in ministry?
I think a big hope for me is that kids don't, and this is a little bit of a personal experience coming from me, is that kids don't now go to church feeling that they're just going to be spoken to about things that they might do wrong. I want them to come into church feeling that they have community and they have friends who love them and leaders who know them on personal levels. They won't judge them, and also talk about other things. And I hope that they can look forward to church as being, the church aspect is there, but I'm so glad I have this community that I can fall back on. I really hope I can kind of create that for kids, because that's important when you really need it, and they're good people who work here that will absolutely help them, and I hope that they need that.
Absolutely. What a beautiful answer. Claire, that's a great wrap up to our conversation. I really appreciate your faithfulness and really looking forward to hearing how you're hearing that go.
Of course.
So thank you so much for joining this week, Walking the Distance, and we'll be praying for you, cheering you on.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This was super fun once we got it figured out. So that was on me. That was on me.
No, that's great. We're all in this together. Thank you, Clara. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye. You too.
Bye-bye.